it out and then we'll start from there. All right. Hi, everybody. So it's Caroline, and I'm your lead instructor at the Max Challenge of Fairless Hills, and I'm going to talk to you about Stage 1, Conceived Nutrition. This packet here, whether you got it sent to you digitally or you got it at the Max Center in person, is your guide to nutrition from here on out for the whole 10 weeks of the challenge. We will every few weeks tweak the food program you're following just a little bit, but the basics that are in this packet and that I'm going to cover with you today are the same for the next 10 weeks of your challenge. So let's get started. There's 3 steps to the program. It is the right foods in the right amounts and at the right time. And that's the order of importance too. So as you go through your 10 weeks and as you're just getting started, for those of you who are new to the program, it's important to eat the right foods. 80% of this plan at the Max Challenge is nutrition. So I want you to really focus on that. You know, working out is super important. These lifestyle changes, and that's what this are. This isn't a diet or anything like that, but changing the way you see food and your relationship with food is super important. So eating the right foods. And then eating the right amount of foods. I think a lot of people who go through the program, and as we go through this today, you're going to be surprised at how much you get to eat. It's very rare we hear anybody say, especially during the first few weeks, I'm hungry. We're going to make sure you get enough of the right foods to eat. And then it's important to eat them at the right time. So without fail, let's get started. So step 1 is the right foods. And if you're following along, there's a whole page dedicated to it in your nutrition packet. But we have proteins, carbs, healthy fats, fruits, and vegetables. And I'm going to turn my packet around because I know it's confusing to see it because I'm recording myself. It's all backwards for you. So with the proteins, there's good, better, and best of all of the protein kinds. So you can have things, and I think a lot of people are surprised, you can have sausage. And it doesn't have to necessarily be turkey sausage or chicken sausage. You could have your regular pork sausage. That's just one of the good options. So is turkey bacon. So there's no regular bacon on this diet nutrition plan, but there is turkey bacon. Better, we've got, you know, that's where your protein powder is going to come in. So we've got protein powder, and the Max sells their own protein powder, which I absolutely love. And there's 2 different formulas. There is a regular whey protein, and then there is a plant-based, which doesn't have any dairy products or things like that. So the regular protein is vegetarian friendly. It's just not vegan friendly, if that's what you follow. I just happen to like the plant-based one. It's my own personal preference. So that's why I eat that one. And then your best protein choices. So this is where you're going to have your fish, your chicken, your rotisserie chicken. I mean, easy weeknight dinner planning, egg whites, sashimi, turkey, things like that are going to be in that. So good, better, best are your protein choices. Carbs, again, we've got these good, better, best, and I don't have any of the Mary's Gone crackers to show you right now, but there are, you know, store-bought options available. You can buy these Mary's Gone crackers. They're actually super delicious. And a lot of the members really like them. You buy them in the grocery store in like the natural food sections. Better. So here's where you're going to get your brown rice pasta, quinoa pasta, things like that. So yes, spaghetti is still something that's going to be on your menu, but you don't want to buy that wheat pasta. You want to look for that brown rice pasta. Some of the brown rice blends, I buy a brown rice quinoa blend that is so good. When I serve it to my family, they don't even know we're not having regular pasta. So, you know, there's a lot of options here. And then, you know, our best options, again, we've got brown rice, you know, it's super good for us. Quinoa, steel cut oats. You can have oatmeal in the morning. What's more filling than oatmeal? And you're also going to have some veggies sneak in here. So butternut squash, spaghetti squash, sweet potatoes. Well, we would typically maybe think of them as vegetables. They're actually going to be really good. You know, some of the best carbs you can eat, but they're going to be satisfying that carb portion of your nutrition plan. While we're on carbs, I just want to point out that you can have bread, but we eat a special kind of bread, and it's called Ezekiel bread. And I know it's backwards, but you find this actually in your frozen food section of your grocery store. And when you get home, you want to serve it, store it in your freezer as well. The thing about the foods that we're recommending for you on the plan is that they're all very minimally processed. They're as close to the source as you can get, if not, making your own type of thing. But these are spelt grain breads, and they are, there's no preservatives in them. So the reason they're in the freezer section is if you were going to leave them out on your counter, even just within a day or two, they'd be completely moldy. So find them and there's lots of different flavor choices that you can buy. And what they have that I truly love for breakfast, or even like a midday snack option, is they have these cinnamon raisin bread or cinnamon raisin muffins, and they're my favorite. We'll talk about sizing in a minute, but also in the freezer section, so delicious, so good. Doesn't feel like you're eating necessarily something good for you, but they certainly are, and they're certainly on the plan and compliant for you. And then we have healthy fats. So there are your good fats. And I realized I just put my good fat away. I had some avocado mayo. So you can have mayonnaise, but we're not going to go for those olive oil based mayonnaises. We're going to go for the safflower mayo or the avocado mayo. You can find these in the grocery store. You can find them on Amazon. And they're quite tasty. I prefer them now to regular mayo when I do have them. I find them to be a little bit richer. So they're really good. Better, you're going to have your almond butters, your cashew butters, your peanut butters. But when you look at your peanut butter, if you look at like your thing is Skippy, there's a ton of ingredients. There's always, even the natural one has, different vegetable oils and things and preservatives. You really want to look at your labels here, and you want to see the one that says, hey, this is just almonds or peanuts and maybe a little bit of salt. That's it. Nothing else. No added sugars, no added oils. These are the ones that when you pick them up in the grocery store and you store them in your shelf, there's usually like this much oil at the top. And when you open them up, you really got to stir that. It goes all over. Fun tip. Store them in your pantry upside down. That oil will go to the bottom of the jar. So when you flip it over, you don't make a mess when you're stirring it together. So there you go. And then you're also going to get some of your healthy fats. So you're going to get avocado, almonds, all of your nuts, raw nuts here. So healthy fats are really good for you. Fats keep us satiated and kind of starve off hunger. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting those every day. And then our fruits. So, they even give you good, better, and best here. And it makes me laugh just a little bit because, fruits are good for you. But when you think about what they've given you as good, better, best, some of the ones that are good are tomatoes. They're a vegetable to most of us in our head, but they're truly a fruit, and they're a fruit for us too. So if you're going to have a tomato, a whole tomato, that's going to be counted as a fruit. Watermelon, no sugar added applesauce, they're good for you, right? They're higher in sugar. They actually don't have a ton of benefits to them either. There's not much to them. So that's why they kind of fall on the good spectrum. Better, you've got apricots and guavas and nectarines and things like that. And then best, apples, grapefruits, oranges, limes, raspberries, blueberries. No fruit is off the table. Just keep in mind, tomatoes are a fruit, and that's all very good for you. And then your vegetables. There's a very limited amount of vegetables in this packet. I want you to know that you can eat just about all vegetables. Keep in mind that some of your squashes and sweet potatoes are carbs, and that tomatoes are a fruit. But if you're going to have green peppers or maybe some nice arugula or lettuces, things like that, mushrooms, they're all on the plan. What you won't see on our plan, so we've gone through our proteins, our carbs, our fats, our fruits, and our vegetables. You're not going to see dairy. Dairy is something that disagrees with most people. In fact, 70 to 80% of all adults in the United States have some form of lactose intolerance. And it's something that many of us see as we go through the program. We see that, when we have, I'll explain in a bit what that treat meal is. We go for the pizza with the cheese topping, or we go for the lasagna, these real heavy, creamy, saucy based things. And we feel really crappy the next day. And we're like, it may be that you have this touch of lactose intolerance and you just never realized it before. So many of us have gone through it and said, sorry, not going to eat cheese anymore because it doesn't really agree with me and makes me feel bloated or crampy or whatever. Um, so you will feel really good. It also helps bloat you on a regular basis. So eliminating dairy actually is really good for you. You're going to cut it out completely at no point in these first 10 weeks, except for perhaps during that treat meal. So those are the right foods. And that was step one of our nutrition plan, getting the right foods. Nothing in there you can't handle. Probably realized you're really going to have to do some cooking now. But we can even make that easy for you and simple. So what are the right portions? How much of everything am I allowed to eat? So the next page in your nutrition guide is going to cover that, and it's going to cover it again for the proteins, the carbs, the fats, the fruits, and then your vegetables. I'm going to turn it back over because, again, super hard to read. But your protein. So how do I measure a protein? These 9.5 ounce containers that you can get in, not usually commercially, Glad, Ziploc, Rubbermaid, they don't make a 9.5 ounce container. They usually come from the dollar store. You can buy them in the supermarket, and you usually get 4 or 5 of them for like $1 or $2. So super easy. And, you know, after a while, throw them in the dishwasher. They get kind of cruddy. You don't mind throwing them out and replacing them and getting new ones. So you're going to measure your proteins in a 9.5 ounce container for the most part. So you take that container off and you put your cooked protein in. So if it's shrimp or chicken or whatever it is, you're going to stuff it into this container, and you're going to stuff it in like you are packing for a trip, and you want to fit everything you can into your suitcase. And then you're going to put the lid on. And once the lid's on, if the lid stays on, congratulations, you have 1 serving of protein. So in other words, you know, you don't want to fill it up, you know, have a whole bunch of air in there, the food all rattles around and go, that's my 9.5 ounces, because you probably sold yourself a little bit short, and you want to make sure you're getting all of the nutrients that you need in the program. So ladies, you're going to get 2 servings of proteins, and men, you're going to get 3 servings of proteins, and that's every day. And you don't have to eat this entire 9.5 ounce container, because it can be a lot. You can, you know, spread it up, you know, maybe eat a full one at dinner and maybe have half at breakfast and half at lunch. There are some things that don't make sense to serve in a 9.5 ounce container. Egg whites. You could fit an enormous amount of egg whites into one of these. So we're going to tell you that egg whites, which are a protein, you're going to get 9 egg whites. That is 1 serving. That is an awfully huge omelet. So if you're going to have a 3 egg white omelet, you've had 1/3 of a protein. Turkey bacon. Turkey bacon, again, we don't want to crumble our turkey bacon up. We like eating the long strip of the turkey bacon. So you can have 10 per day. That's about almost like a whole package of turkey bacon. You could have that. That is half serving. So turkey bacon's a great thing. So if you have your egg white omelet with 2 or 3 pieces of turkey bacon, now you've had a half of a protein, that 3 egg white omelet and 2 to 3 slices of turkey bacon, and you've had another 1/3 of a serving of protein. Wow, you've got a great breakfast there. You've got eggs and bacon, and you're going to be really happy with the amount of food sitting on your plate. Our protein powders. So each of these protein powders, and even the protein powder, if you have something else that you're using that you like for the time being, there's a scoop in there. You can, 3 scoops of protein powder is 1 serving. I do not ever recommend you make a smoothie or a protein shake with 3 scoops of protein powder. It's too much all at once. Usually we use about 1. And that, again, so that would be 1/3 of a serving of protein. And you would have, you know, a whole nother container and 2/3 of a container to use the rest of the day if you start your day off with that protein shake. Let's talk carbs. So again, you've got your 9.5 ounce container for your carbs. Women, again, you're going to get 2 servings per day, and men, you're going to get 3 servings per day. And again, you stuff it in there, you fill it to the brim with your cooked protein. So that brown rice goes in here, your quinoa, your oatmeal, your wild rice, whatever it is that you're eating, your brown rice pasta goes into there to be measured. And then there's, again, some things that don't make sense. So those awesome Ezekiel muffins I showed you a minute ago, you get 1 muffin. Ezekiel bread, if we put our bread in this container, it would be all smooshed and gross. So you're going to take the 2 slices of bread as a serving. They also make Ezekiel muffins. So if you're kind of that grab and go fan, you know, take it out the night before, let it defrost, grab that muffin, and you get 1 muffin is your serving. Mary's Gone crackers. So it's this carb category that I'm going to tell you really is important. You know, every manufacturer tells you on the side, you know, hey, this is what we think our serving size should be of what you're eating. But we're following our plan, so make sure you're paying attention to us. So Mary's Gone Crackers, our serving is 26 crackers or 30 pretzels. They make pretzels. I'm not a fan. You might like them. If you do, more power to you. You get 30 servings of pretzels. You get 26 crackers, and that is a serving of carbs. That's a lot. So again, if you have 13 carbs with your lunch, maybe you're having them with some tuna salad and kind of dipping it in and scooping, you know, that's just half a carb that you've had there with your lunch. Rice cakes. I love rice cakes. I think they're a great addition to the plan as we move through the program, and we start to really think about the carb cycling concept, which is kind of the program is how it's based on, and we'll introduce you to that in the next phase. You get 4 rice cakes a day. Again, if you look at the back of your rice cake bag, the manufacturer's going to tell you a serving is 2. Well, that is for them. A serving of carbs for us and how we're counting it for the max plan is 4 rice cakes is 1 serving. I love that. They can be a great breakfast. You take 2 rice cakes, a little bit of natural peanut butter on them, maybe put some bananas or strawberries on top. You've got a fantastic breakfast or a mid-afternoon snack, something like that. Really good. And, you know, if that's just 1 or 2 rice cakes, you still have another 3/4 to a half a serving of carbs left in your day. So really make good choices. And that's why we say, you know, you should plan out your food, plan out your meals, plan out your snacks, everything for the week so that you can really count these, especially when you start to break up your servings, you know, and spread them out throughout the course of the day. So pay attention to what we say in the packet are the serving size. And again, anything that seems like it can be measured in here, most likely it's just those things you wouldn't want to crush up your rice cakes and stick them in there. Healthy fats. So here's where everything is pretty much measured based on what it is. We don't have a container for you for this. So women, you're going to get 3 servings of fat a day, and men, you're going to get 4 servings of fat a day. Healthy fats. So your almonds. Almonds are one of my favorites. I will take the bag of almonds that I buy at the store, all natural almonds, and I put them into little baggies so that I have them to just grab and grow and throw in my lunches. You get 23 almonds is 1 serving. That is a great snack. So I love to have them kind of mid-morning with like an apple. It really, you know, that combination of the fat that really keeps you happy and sates your appetite with the sweet fruit is a nice combination for me. You can have a little bit of apple with maybe some peanut butter on it, or celery with peanut butter, something like that. Your safflower mayo. So again, I talked about how you can still have mayo. So you can make a nice tuna salad. 2 tablespoons of safflower mayo is 1 serving. So, you know, if you put 2 tablespoons in here with like a can of tuna, you know, you kind of can see and measure how much you're getting as far as your serving size. And that's a real nice portion to have for your lunch. So your nut butters, you're going to get 2 tablespoons. That's a serving. Coconut oil is 1 tablespoon. You can have butter, but we're going to tell you, we want you to eat all natural butter, organic butter if you can. My favorite is the curry gold butter because it's always nice and soft and it's deliciously creamy. You can have 1 1/4 tablespoons, and that is your serving. So, you know, those English muffins I showed you a minute ago, they're so good with that butter on it, yum, yum, or that creamy peanut butter. So get it in, enjoy what you're eating. You can eat on here and be completely satisfied and have an array of food. And it's not a diet. I mean, it is in the sense that your diet is what you eat, but it's not a diet in that you're some sort of self-deprived and it's a limited time thing. Like when you think, oh, my friend says, oh, I'm on a diet. No, this is your nutrition program. This is what you're eating to live. This is the fuel for your body. And this is the choice you're making from now until forever, because once you're on this plan and you're really eating well, you're going to feel so much better about yourself and you're going to be really happy with it. So those are your fats. Fruits. So fruits are super easy to count. I am holding in my hand a Mineola, which is a type of orange, and an apple. Each of these is a serving of fruit. A fruit's a fruit's a fruit, a fruit, fruit. Anything that's like a whole fruit counts as 1. Women, you get 2, and men, you get 2. This is the one of the areas where we're even on how much the guys and the girls get to eat. Choose your fruit wisely. My Mineola is kind of tiny. I've seen some, you know, oranges that are more the size of this apple, or, you know, even more like a grapefruit. That's still a serving of fruit. That's still 1. A grapefruit is 1 grapefruit. That's your serving. Things that are harder to measure, grapes, blueberries. We're not going to give you just one grape or one blueberry. We're going to give you a cup. So take a 1 cup measure, a standard measure, no fancy containers here. Just take that cup out, fill it to the rim with those strawberries, blueberries, whatever, cut up, and then that is your serving of fruit for those types of items. And I think that's pretty easy. Cleansing and detoxifying vegetables. So all those vegetables we talked about. So this is where it's not a maximum serving. This is a minimum serving. Each day you need to eat 7 cups. And this is a 7-cup container. I'll show it to you in kind of comparison to my 9.5. Certainly much, much bigger. 7 cups minimum of vegetables per day. And I know that can seem like a lot. And don't get it in your head, oh, I'm just going to have like a 5-cup salad, vegetables for lunch, and then I'll just have 2 cups at dinner, or 7-cup salad at lunch. I'll get all those vegetables out of the way because I hate vegetables. I've done it. Do not eat a 7-cup salad. There are so many other ways to get your vegetables in. And by the time you're done this giant container of salad, you don't want to see a vegetable for days. So I don't recommend getting them in that way, but there's some great ways to kind of slide them in there. When you're making your protein shakes, take a cup of spinach and really just throw it in there, and you'll, it'll turn it a funky color, but you won't taste it. You won't know it's there, and you're getting that cup of awesome, heart healthy, good for you vegetables, and now you're down to 6 for the day. Or when you're making that omelet, why not take a cup of vegetables, kind of saute them in the pan with a little vegetable oil spray before you throw your eggs in, and now you've got this roasted veggie omelet or sauteed veggie omelet, and you've got another serving of vegetables already gone for the day. So really spread them out. Like I said, you can have a snack, some celery with peanut butter, things like that. This delicious spicy peppery arugula, throw that on your sandwich with on the Ezekiel bread with, some grilled chicken breast and maybe a little bit of Dijon mustard. You've got this great sandwich, and you're again getting in some of those veggies that you need. So really use them up throughout the day. Don't save them all for one meal, or you'll be sitting at the table going, am I done yet? You don't want to do that. All right, so that's it. Those are all of the right portions. So now you know how to eat those proteins, carbs, fats, fruits, and vegetables. Remember, everything is a limit except for the vegetables, which are unlimited. So after you get done eating all the food I've just assigned to you for these first 10 weeks, if you're still hungry, have some veggies. If you are not hungry enough to eat some celery, you're not hungry enough. What I didn't talk about yet are carrots. There's much debate in the Max community. If you look at some of the message boards and things about carrots. Are carrots compliant? Carrots are not the devil. None of you are watching this video because you've had too many carrots, and that is why you are overweight and out of shape. It's because I ate too many carrots. I wish that was the case, because we'd stop eating carrots. Carrots are really high in sugar, so they don't make it into the nutrition plan, and we don't recommend, and we would never tell you to eat, a serving of carrots, whatever it might be, because of their sugar content. There's so many better vegetables for you to choose. But if you're making a recipe and, the whole recipe makes 4 servings and it calls for 1/4 cup of carrots, throw them in there. Let them give that little bit of sweetness or that bite to it. Or if you're eating out and the salad that came to your table has some shredded up carrots in it, don't pick around the carrots. The carrots are fine. They just shouldn't be your go-to vegetable. They shouldn't be the only thing you're eating, that whole bag of baby carrots that you think, wow, I'm really doing something good. No, there's a reason carrots taste so good. It's that higher sugar content. So avoid those. And I also didn't talk about corn. You may not eat corn. Corn is not good for you. There's very little nutritional benefits to eating corn. I want you to really think about this. You eat corn, it goes in, and then it comes out in the exact same manner. Your body hasn't absorbed anything from it. It tends to be high in sugar. Corn is what they feed to chickens to make them fat. Why would you want to eat what makes your food plump? You don't want to be plump. Don't eat corn. So for the next 10 weeks, corn is off the table. Again, during your treat meal, if you're craving corn on the cob, have it. Just know that after that, you've got to go right back into it and follow the nutrition plan. So carrots are a sometimes food. Corn is a never food. So now we're going to talk about, order of importance again, the right foods in the right amounts. And the third thing is the right times. So this next page kind of tells you when you should be eating everything. So we recommend that you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that you have a nice healthy snack between breakfast and lunch, and then between lunch and dinner as well. And that's kind of how you'll spread your food out. And if you've got a little spreadsheet, I'm a spreadsheet maker, or a piece of paper where you're going to write down what you're eating, make sure you've got that breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. Your fruit, you have to eat your fruits early. During these first 10 weeks, we want you to eat your fruit before noon. Again, fruits are higher in sugar, so we want to get them while your body's still moving through the day out of the way so you can fully metabolize them. So all fruits before noon. So have an orange, or throw those blueberries into your smoothie, or whatever it is, have something at breakfast, and then have them with your snack, or if you eat your lunch at noon, have your fruit then, and then you're done. No more fruit for the rest of the day. Now, again, the order of importance here was the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. If you've had a really busy day, and when you packed your lunch in the morning, you said, wow, that apple with peanut butter, I have my eye on it, and I cannot wait to get to it. And we're planning to eat it around 9:30, 10 o'clock, kind of the middle of your morning. And the next thing you know, you look up at the clock and it's 2 o'clock and you were working, and you're like, oh, I missed it. I can't have that. If you're going to get derailed and then hit the junk machine or grab the candy off your coworker's desk because you missed your apple with peanut butter and really were looking forward to that little bit of sweet treat, have it. The order of importance are the right foods in the right amount at the right time. So yeah, you missed it today. You'll get back on that bus tomorrow with the time, but you're still eating good for you food, and you're going to stay compliant the rest of the day if you let yourself have that. So don't deprive yourself. Just try to be very mindful that you should be having that by noon. It says in your nutrition packet, and it really is true, and I've mentioned it a couple times, you really have to plan this out. We don't plan to fail. We fail to plan. Knowing what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for the week is really awesome, especially when you've got crazy weekends, and you've got soccer games or this event and that party. I'll talk more about treat meal in a minute, but if you're going to be somewhere where eating compliant is difficult on Saturday night, well, now you know when your treat meal is going to be, so you can plan the rest of your meal around that. And it's still easy, even if you are going out to dinner, you can still eat out and remain compliant. You can go Outback Steakhouse, have a piece of salmon, have on the side the vegetable, I believe that got steamed broccoli on their menu, and ask for a double vegetable instead of that loaded sweet potato, or get the sweet potato, have it be a carb, and say, I don't want all that butter and sugar and everything else that they put on it that makes it really bad for you. Taking that really awesome sweet potato that's good almost just by itself, and just tell them you want some cinnamon on the side, and you'll be actually really happy with what you're getting. And you've remained compliant, and you're out with your friends having a good time. Drink that water and have fun. All right. The next page in our guide, and my guide is very long, some of the pages are starting to fall apart, is your treat meal. You've worked, and we don't call it a cheat meal. You're not cheating on the plan. It's in the nutrition packet. It is a treat meal. You've earned this. You've worked so hard and maintained compliant. You've gotten on the mat 5 days a week. And when you've done all of those things, you get to take a treat and take the time off and enjoy yourself. So how do you measure your treat meal? You can have whatever you want, and you can have it for breakfast. So you could go out to brunch with your friends, and you could have nice cinnamon French toast and mimosas and some chocolate from the chocolate fountain, and maybe you do throw in some fruit on that chocolate. But when you're done, you're done. you walk away, and the rest of the day you remain compliant. And for the next, 7 days or until your next treat meal, you remain compliant. You can have pizza, you can have corn on the cob and carrots by the bucketful, and you can have whatever you want during that meal. But please just remember, it's one meal. And when you're done, you're done. You go back to being compliant. So how do you measure what to eat the rest of the time, the rest of the day, right? So if dinner is going to be my treat meal, for the rest of the day, you take one out of each of these categories. So for the rest of the day, ladies, you're going to have one protein to eat. Men, you'll have two. Ladies, you'll get one carb. Men, you'll get two. Healthy fats, ladies, you'll have two healthy fats. Men will have three. Both of you will get one fruit for the rest of the day. And again, that's a minimum. You're still going to have 7 cups of vegetables to eat for the rest of the day. So if your treat meal is dinner, where you're going to eat whatever you want, so remember that. You're going to take those other items that I just walked through, everything else, every category still is on the menu, but you're going to take one out of your limit for the day. And that's what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and your snacks up until your dinner that night. So that's it. That is your treat meal. And your body needs that treat meal. The treat meal comes in after you've been eating compliant all week long, and it kind of jolts your metabolism and says, "Ooh, I got to work a little extra hard. This is something I'm not used to." So it truly is part of the plan. It's meant to kind of give you a little bit of a boost. And it's also for you mentally to just kind of keep you engaged, keep you focused, and give you a goal. Man, I am working so hard. I'm working for my treat meal. This is going to be awesome. So make sure it's a good one. Don't waste your treat meal. All right, permitted beverages. What are you allowed to drink? You can have coffee. You can have tea. You can have lots and lots and lots and lots of water. In fact, you should be drinking half your body weight in water a day. So if you are a 150-pound person, you should have 75 ounces of water a day minimum. If you're a 200-pound man, you should have 100 ounces of water minimum. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's so good for you. You need it to live. Every one of your organs is encased in water, and your cells are full of water. Your body needs it to survive. How do you know if you're drinking enough water? Because it's a pain to measure all of that. You are hydrated when, if you look in the toilet, your urine is clear to pale yellow. And it should be that way from the time you wake up in the morning till the time you go to bed at night. So check. It's fine. It's not weird. It's a way to check you're hydrated. I know a lot of people, when they wake up first thing in the morning, I used to be the same way. It would, maybe your urine smells a little, or maybe it's really dark yellow. Yeah, you didn't have enough water to get you through the night. We don't want you up all night going to the bathroom, but if you're hydrated all day long and you're hydrated, up until the point where you go to bed, you're going to wake up hydrated too. You're not going to blow through your reserves as your body goes through all that important recovery that it does while you're sleeping at night. Hydration is key. Can't say it enough. But what if you hate water? Oh, I just can't stand it. Can I put those little sweeteners in? No. Even if it's Crystal Light, they're full of chemicals and additives. No, those little energy boost things you squeeze into your water, they're no good. If you do want to kick up your water a little bit, you can have seltzer water. So add the bubbles. If you miss the bubbles, just go with that plain seltzer, just carbonated water. Or you can go with these, seltzer waters that you're seeing, but you want to make sure that it's all natural. And again, we're going to read those food labels. And when you look at the food label on this, it's going to say it contains carbonated water and natural flavors. 2 things, that's it. As soon as you see sucralose or anything like that, now you've moved into that dangerous chemical that we are trying to avoid. And also you're going to see the difference in the actual nutrition labels here. So here I've got 0 calories, no fat, no sodium, no proteins, no nothing. When you start to look at those other waters that are not naturally sweetened and they have those sucralose and stuff in them, you're going to see that they have sodium in them. They're not good for you. It's not good to drink chemicals like that. Your body needs water. It's the essence of life. Other beverages, but you drink coffee and you need coffee and you're not giving it up. And your coffee needs to be sweetened and lightened because that's how you like it. we have options for you. The only compliant sweetener is stevia, and you can buy stevia drops, liquid drops. Grocery stores have them, Amazon buys them, and then it also comes in a packet form. Just be careful. Again, look at your labels. You want to make sure you're getting just true stevia. You don't want stevia mixed with sucralose or anything like that, because now you're not having stevia alone. So pay attention to those nutrition labels and you'll get what you need. And how do you lighten your coffee or your tea? So you can have as much as you want unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, or cashew milk. And those are great alternatives, especially the cashew milk. It's a little thicker. So you can put those in, and so you can sweeten with stevia and you can lighten with those unsweetened nut milks. There's guides in here, also on that same page, for permitted beverages. Making a great protein shake, just get you started if you're not really sure. The guide continues, and they tell you how to put together kind of a nice salad, and they give you options for salad dressings. If you want to make a compliant salad dressing, that's fine. Store-bought ones are usually not real good for you. There's, again, all that added stuff. A lot of them have sugars in them. They're not, they're made with vegetable oil as opposed to the compliant olive oil. And things like that. I'm not a big fan on putting the salad dressings on my salads because I like the fat as it is in like a nut form or peanut butter. I want that to get me through. So how might I make a salad dressing if I didn't want to put dressing on it and use up my fat serving? So I'm not going to use olive oil right off the bat. I'm going to use like balsamic vinegar or red wine vinegar, maybe a little lemon juice. I'm going to add garlic, maybe a splash of mustard, shake it up real good and just season my salad that way. Maybe I'm just going to throw some dry salad seasoning on there, some fresh basil, or, if I made tuna salad or chicken salad for my lunch, I'm going to put that's already dressed with the mayonnaise, the safflower mayonnaise on it. I'm going to put that on my salad, and then it kind of becomes its own natural dressing. So really think about that before you go ahead. But I mean, if you need that salad dressing, there are compliant salad dressings you can make. The next page in the guide kind of just talks about some frequently asked questions and things like that. We talk about, there's a section on reading food labels. Here's a bad food label, and I know it's all backwards, but just, you can look at all of the ingredients and contents, and then here's a good one, and the ingredients and contents really go down a lot. So, again, we're trying to eat our food as close as we can to the source, and that's what we're after. So in addition to the unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, and cashew milk, there are some other freebies you can have. So again, you can have as much water as you want. You can have as many dry seasonings as you want. So oregano, basil, onion powder. Season your food with flavor. Enjoy how your food tastes like. So many times we cover our food in cream sauces and all this other stuff and cheese. You're no longer eating that chicken or that fish that's underneath and masked in those sauces. You're eating those sauces to hide the flavor of your food. Enhance the flavor of your food. Food is good. Food tastes good, but enhance it with the right seasonings, and you'll really be satisfied and realize you don't need to eat all those things that you've gotten so accustomed to because you've been eating them your whole life. Cocoa powder, so unsweetened cocoa powder. So if you want to make a chocolate smoothie and you only have vanilla protein powder, add some unsweetened unsweetened cocoa powder to it, and voila, chocolate. If you want to make a really nice compliant treat because you've got a sugar craving, make some chocolate milk. Take that unsweetened almond milk, add a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder and a splash of your stevia, and then blend it really good together. I actually just throw it in my blender, and now I've got chocolate milk. In the winter, I make it warm, and now I've got hot chocolate. I've got a compliant treat. I didn't break the bank on it, and I didn't blow my whole nutrition either, and I'm happy because I got that chocolate in. The one thing I didn't talk about, because I'm looking at my prompts that are sitting around me, and are eggs. What if I wanted to eat a whole egg? How do I do it? So 3 egg yolks are a fat serving, but 9 egg whites are a protein serving. So if I have 3 eggs, I've got my fat serving, right? Because I've got 3 egg yolks, and 9 egg whites was my serving, divided by 3, because I'm only eating 3, is 1/3 of a protein. So if I made a full 3 egg omelet, not just an egg white omelet, I have 1 serving of fat for the day, and I've got 1/3 of a serving of protein. So again, if you ate that for breakfast, I think you'd be really happy and very satisfied. If you take 1 hard-boiled egg on the go, you've got 1/9 of a protein. You might not even count that, but I have 1/3 of a fat. So think about it that way when you're planning your meals. Eggs are one of my favorites. They're definitely on my menu all the time. I often eat eggs for dinner. I definitely eat hard-boiled eggs as my snack on a regular basis. They're grab and go, super easy. And that's about it, guys. I'm always around. You can Facebook message me. You can reach out to me. Reach out to us in the Max of Fearless Hills secret group and ask your nutrition questions. You're not the only one that has questions. Everybody has questions. And if you ask your question, you're probably helping somebody who maybe hasn't gotten the courage to ask their question yet. Have a great day, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you all on the mat. Take care.